I'm Andrew Wood, President of Legendary Marketing. Today I'd like to ask you a very interesting question. How much of your market do you actually reach with your marketing? Without a strategic plan, probably not enough to substantially increase your business. Every business has a theoretical customer base. Back when I was in the karate business, approximately 1% of people have an interest in taking karate lessons. So, back in the day at my little karate school in Irvine, California, I had a potential market of just 600 people. Every now and then, when a movie like The Karate Kid came out or The Ninja Turtles, that theoretical 1% might hit 2% or 3%. But for most of the time I was in the karate business, my market consisted of approximately 1% of any given population in a 3 to 5 mile area. In the gym business, you can go with 12%. And in the golf business, which is the area where I do a lot of marketing, approximately 8% of any population base plays golf. 4% of any population base are classified as avid golfers and therefore play more than 20 rounds a year. So whatever your business, you have a theoretical population that is a percentage of the population in your area that is a potential client for you. So for the purpose of this seminar, I'm going to use a golf example, but you can just go ahead and change the numbers to fit your business because the math will be pretty much the same. So if you owned a daily fee golf course in a northern climate and your goal this year was to do 30,000 rounds at approximately $50 a round, you could accomplish that feat with roughly 4,000 people. Now, the population within, say, a 20-mile radius is 100,000 people, just to keep the math simple. So, your job, your one job, your main job, your only job should be to find out who those 8,000 people are that you know for a fact play golf and are therefore a prospective customer for your business. No one else matters and nothing else matters except uncovering who that percentage of people is who wants to do business with your business. So 8% of the population play golf, 12% of the population visit gyms, and only 1% of the population go to karate schools. But whatever the percentage is in your business, your main marketing problem is to uncover those people and reach those people on a consistent basis. You need to find these people, you need to get their emails, you need to get their addresses, you need to get their phone numbers, you need to connect with them on social media. If you do that, you'll be able to say goodbye to third-party vendors of your product and devious discount merchants because you will be in control of your own destiny. If you own the data of all the people in your market looking for your product or service, you control your own destiny. And to the extent that you don't reach all of your market or you only reach a small portion of your potential market, you are destined to let other people control your destiny. So let's just start with emails. How many emails do you currently have in your database? Let's say you've got 2,000, which is more than most golf clubs actually have. If you're using one of the low-end website providers, such as Course Trends, probably half of your data isn't good to begin with because they have very poor list management practices. If you're not constantly removing bad email addresses and bounces, you keep growing the number of emails you have, but you're actually hurting your deliverability rate. So if you had 2,000 people on your email list, the typical open rate in the golf industry for a daily fee golf course is around 15%. That means that even if all 2,000 emails are good, and I bet you that at least half of them probably aren't, unless you've got very aggressive list management practices, then you're only reaching 300 people when you send out an email blast. And if I'm right, about your email list not being super clean, you might only be reaching half of that number. So you may have 2,000 emails in your database, but you're actually only reaching 300 people out of a potential market of 8,000 people, and perhaps as few as 150. Let's talk about your website traffic. How many new visitors does your website get on a monthly basis? Most people don't even know the answer to this because they don't look at their reports, or if they do, don't really know how to analyze them correctly. But it's very important that each month you should be looking to improve your website traffic with either SEO or with pay-per-click or whatever other means you use. Let's say that you can pick up a minimal amount of people. Let's say 50 new people a month come to your website, and at least 10% of those people opt in. Now let's take a look at your Facebook page. Facebook is now probably the most important marketing tool that any business has. And a lot of businesses have really not woken up to this fact yet. So how many people do you have on Facebook? Let's say that you have 500. And really, you should have a lot more. You should be looking to have several thousand. But let's just use the number 500. Any given post will probably only be seen by about 15 to 20% of your fans. And so it's important to realize once again that if you have 500 fans and you make a post, and even 20% of your fans see that post, you are in fact only reaching 100 people. Now, obviously, I could take this a lot further. We could talk about subject lines. We could talk about open rates. We could talk about print ads. We could talk about telemarketing, billboards, direct mail, TV, radio. But I'm just going to keep the discussion to these three simple things right now because the math doesn't really change. And these are the three tactics that most businesses are employing right now to generate additional growth for their business. So let's just have a quick summary. If you have 2,000 emails in your database, and we're assuming they're all good, you're only actually reaching 300 people. If you add 50 new people to your website and opt in 10 of them, you're only adding 5 people. If you have 500 people on your Facebook page and roughly 20% of your people see any given post, your total marketing effort has just reached only 405 people out of a potential 8,000 people in your market. Obviously, those are not the type of numbers you need if you want to generate 5 or 10 or 15 or even 20% growth. But those type of numbers are attainable. But in order to attain them, you have to be growing your reach in the marketplace in multiple different ways. So you've just reached only 5% of your market potential. Hello. Even if you get totally different people opening your emails and interacting with your social media 2 or 3 times a month, and you won't, that still means that you're only reaching around 15% of your potential market in the best case scenario. Now, how much did you want to grow your business this year? 5%, 10%, even 20%? Imagine that instead of reaching just 5% of your market with your marketing message, you were able to reach 25% or 50% instead of the 5% that most people are currently reaching now. You could grow your business exponentially simply by increasing the number of people you reach with your marketing message. Let's take a look at that. Now, I know there are other factors. There are factors like the weather, like the competition, the guy down the street. There are always other factors, but let's just stick with the basic math. Because whether you like math or you don't like math, math doesn't lie. So for example, if you take 2,000 emails and you send out an e-blast, and roughly 15% of the people you send it to open your email, 300 people have just seen your email. Let's just say that 5% of these 300 people redeem a coupon to come to your business to play your golf course. Then you are actually going to get roughly 15 people to show up and pay you $50. Now, all things being equal, if instead of having 2,000 people on your mailing list, you had 4,000 people on your mailing list, 600 people are going to see your offer, and 30 people are going to show up at your golf course. Let's have a quick look at the math. So 2,000 emails at a 15% open rate at a 5% redemption results in $750 in sales, while 4,000 emails at 15% open rate and a 5% redemption results in $1,500 in sales. If you did this just 20 times a season, the difference starts to become staggering. 20 times 750 equals $7,000 in revenue, but 20 times 1,500 equals $30,000 in revenue. Now that's a difference of $15,000 in cash, and all I did was double the amount of emails you have in your database. Now if I could improve your open rates by 5%, and I can, using better list practices and proven subject lines, that would get you up to 20%. And if we do that math, 4,000 emails at a 20% open rate and a 5% redemption equals $2,000. 20 times is $40,000, a difference of $25,000 to your bottom line. Now let's talk Facebook. A lot of businesses have been quick to adopt Facebook. A lot of business has been slow. Certainly the golf industry has been very slow to adopt Facebook, but growing your fan base and spreading your message exponentially is actually really easier on Facebook than anywhere else. So let's say that we were able to take your Facebook fan base very, very quickly, and I'm talking in a matter of weeks, not months or years, from 500 fans to 2,000 fans. Let's take a look at that math. If you have 500 fans and 20% of them see your coupon and say 5% respond, you make 500 times 20%, or 100 actual people see your message times the redemption at $50 is $250. Now let's look if we grew it from 500 to 2,000 fans. 2,000 fans with 20% of the people seeing it, or 400, times 5% of the people redeeming it equals 20 players. At $50 equals $1,000, or 300% more revenue. That's 20 times 20,000 with 2,000 fans and only 5,000 with 500 fans. A $15,000 difference to your bottom line. But that's not even the most exciting thing, because every post you make on Facebook is exponential. For example, on my Golf Operator Facebook page, we have roughly 2,400 fans. But those fans have a reach of nearly 700,000 people, because every time you post on a fan's page, their friends and family can also see your post in their feed. And so this thing blows up really, really quickly into some very, very exciting numbers if you just understand the math. Now, I won't even talk about all the ways you can increase traffic to your website, but obviously if you go from 50 people a month to 100 new people a month on your website, which is a very small number, and you could do much, much better than that, but obviously business continues to go up. Now let's take a look if we take this simple concept and look at the exponential factor of doing it over the course of an actual marketing campaign or a season. If we add up the 20 times scenario, roughly a 2-month campaign, emails show a $25,000 increase in income, Facebook shows a $15,000 increase in income, and website traffic shows a $1,000 increase in income. If we look at 40 emails or 40 posts, or roughly a 4-month campaign, the increase in reach generates $50,000, $30,000, and $4,000. If we took an entire season, which would be 80 different posts or emails, or roughly an 8-month season, the numbers go to 100,000, 60,000, and 8,000. The total increase in business just by expanding your database, increasing your fan base, enhancing your open rate, and a small increase in traffic is $168,000 to your bottom line. Now again, I haven't even talked about how you can significantly improve your open rate and your response rate with better subject lines, with better list practices, with better practices for getting through spam filters, with exciting posts on Facebook, with better copy, with call to action. There's all kinds of other things I could go into where I can show you how to incrementally improve your performance at every level. But for now, I'm just going to keep it really simple and just focus on the math. If you increase your web traffic, you increase your email database, you increase your Facebook fan base, and you double or triple your reach into the marketplace, the predictable increase in income will be there. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, well, wait, what does this cost? Well, it isn't cheap, but it isn't expensive. The problem is most people look at cost and not at return. It doesn't matter what it costs if it returns 3 or 4 times what you pay. Too many people in business are focused on tactical cost, the cost of their website, the cost of a social media feed, the cost of an ad or a direct mail campaign, instead of having an integrated campaign where there's a real financial benefit to it. And so a lot of people will take this information and they'll go back to their website provider, or they'll go to Sheila, who does their Facebook posts, and they'll try to put this together, but it doesn't work because you have to have a totally integrated campaign. You need to have a proper SEO campaign, a proper pay-per-click campaign, a proper Facebook post campaign where you're posting several times a day. You need a viral marketing component. And to do all of those things, not only do you need to have the expertise, not only do you need to have the technology, but you have to have the proven content that gets results, because you could have somebody at your club who just loves Facebook and they're posting pictures of their cat and they're posting pictures of weddings and doing all kinds of activity, but are not growing your fan base. There's a real art to how you use social media to grow your fan base, which is why we have clients with 2,000, 10,000, even 30,000 fans on their Facebook pages. So to do this all properly, you are going to spend roughly $3,000 a month minimum. That's going to cover your website, your social media, your viral marketing, your CRM, your pay-per-click, your SEO, your content, everything you need to double or triple your reach in the marketplace. And if you double or triple your reach in the marketplace, you are going to double or triple the response rate to the various offers that you make. Now, that may seem like a lot of money. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't to you, but it doesn't really matter how much money it is as long as there's a 2 or 3 or 4 time exponential response to the money you pay. And if you follow this plan, if you work strategically instead of tactically to go out and target market those people that you know can and will have a propensity to do business with you, and then you communicate with these people via Facebook, via email, via your blog, via your website on a regular basis, you will see a significant increase in income. And if you don't do this, if you continue to go about in a tactical way, where one guy does your website and one person does your Facebook page, and maybe you do a viral marketing promotion, or maybe you don't, and maybe somebody plays with pay-per-click and maybe they don't, you cannot possibly get a result where the sum is greater than the parts of the whole. And that's what you get with an integrated marketing plan. An integrated marketing plan, each element in the plan supports itself so that the outcome is greater than the sum of its parts. So my goal for my clients, and it really doesn't matter whether my clients are in the golf business, the air conditioning business, the karate business, the accounting business, there is only a finite number of people in any geographical area that are looking for the type of business, products, and services that you provide. My goal is to help my clients gain an undeniable position of strength by acquiring, at the very least, 50% of the emails of people in their market, at the very least 50% of the available website traffic, and 50% of the Facebook fans. Now, I'm glad to say in some markets we've done even better, and we can actually say that we have 75 or 80% of the available customer potential base in our control and are communicating with it. That puts you in a position of strength. Having the name, address, phone number, fan page, social media connection with a large portion of your market means you don't have to use third-party discounters, means you don't have to use devious coupon services that basically destroy the value of your business, destroy the value of your brand, destroy the value of your price integrity. This is the only way you can take charge of your destiny, is to grow your marketing so that you reach significantly more of your market, not on a monthly basis, but on a daily, weekly basis, by having access to these various different forms of communicating and building a relationship. If you do that, you will find that the money you spend will come back to you in spades, and if you don't do that, you'll forever be scratching your head trying to find out where your market is and why they don't respond. If you'd like to know more about this, give me a call directly, 352-266-2099, and I'll be glad to share with you how our strategic approach to both online and offline marketing can significantly increase your business even in these difficult economic times. When it comes down to it, it's simple math. If you reach twice as many or 3 times as many people that you know for a fact want to play golf or want to take karate or want to have a gym membership, then you will outmarket all of your competition.